Okay. Now this is Kyle is Famous. I know absolutely nothing of this game. I was legitimately just looking up free games on Steam this morning. Found, a couple that I liked. One was kind of a choose your own adventure game type of thing. And then I saw this. And the only thing that caught my eye about it is I'd seen the title in a YouTube video before. Seen a title in a YouTube video, knew nothing else about it, read the description. It said 21 endings. It sounds like the Stanley Parable. I absolutely love that game. I am so excited to play this. And I mean, this jam is pretty good to go along with it. Now, just to look at this, apparently you can see all the endings that has, and then there's this hat. I don't know what this is. I've got no clue. Not a clue in the world. There's that and the 21 endings. I want to know what that hat means. Are these like extras? I don't know. We'll find out as we go along. Oh. Oh, there's Christmas DLC. That's what it is. I'm guessing that's what it is. Okay. Actually, I should do something here. I don't know exactly where I should be in regards to this, but I am actually going to move myself a bit here. Move myself up. Yeah, there we go. That way I'm not covering anything at the bottom like Kyle is Santa. So let's go ahead and jump into Kyle is Famous. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of anticipating like a narrator thing or something. Kyle wakes up. He is famous. Kyle is host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Sounds like almost every late night talk show. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man. What? And why are some of these things red? Why is Kyle not red there? Is that not? I guess not clickable. Okay. A most excellent dumpy white man. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. Okay. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. What? Okay, most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. So, man, Kyle's really famous. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May, not to be confused with Rachel Ray. She is a kind and lovely that's a word. Philanthropist. I can read. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview Maybe I can't read. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his latest chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. Okay, so we're picking, I guess, exactly how Kyle prepares for this interview. I already like this. This is interesting. Must choose his actions wisely. Oh God. Oh, what? Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Exit the bed or wither away. 30 hours before the interview. Okay, so we're in bed. I guess first, since there's 21 different ways, I guess, to go about this, I'm just gonna go like the decisions I think make the most sense, I guess, for the first one. I guess that makes the most sense to start with. Exit the bed. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Exit bedroom to hallway, open the closet, scan. It took me an hour to get out of bed? Man, Kyle's lazier than I am. Let's open the closet. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark. He could only really see his hanging shirts. Choose an outfit. Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is. Jeans and swimming goggles, that's amazing. Skunk pasties. A slick suit or a suit of armor. I think we all know what the correct answer is. It's a slick suit. No? What? What's this? I don't know what this means. What does this mean? I really would. I want to know what that means. Kyle is that supposed to be a suit? Oh, it's a suit. That's what it is. Okay. Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks. Back to the room. Kyle returned to the center of the bedroom. We're going to exit to the room now. Kyle walked into the small hallway that connects the rooms to his apartment together. Wow, all these free games were just essentially choose your own adventure that I got today. Not gonna complain, I love that. Check locked door? Kyle, you're creeping me out a bit, man. Leave apartment, move to kitchen. Move to kitchen. We gotta get some breakfast, right? Let's open the fridge. Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat. Eat crust on... Ew. Eat the fridge. Prepare breakfast, eat condiments. Prepare breakfast. Kyle constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast along with a small fruit cup and grilled... Oh, that sounds absolutely delightful. That is the breakfast of champions, legitimately. You got some eggs, some toast, some fruits, delicious sausage. Why would you smash that? Why? Why would you dare do that? We're gonna eat that. That sounded like bones. Kyle just ate a human. Kyle ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully. He felt refreshed. Kyle walked to the center of the kitchen. Okay, we'll go back. Kyle walked into the small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment together. We're gonna... 18 hours. Oh, we're gonna be running late. Leave the apartment. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. Why? Let's... I've kind of been going with what makes the most sense for, like, a legitimate day. What would Kyle need? He's hosting a late night talk show. A visit tech store. You know what? Kyle's a good guy. I bet he visits downstairs neighbors. Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. She looked at Kyle expectantly. Greet and start. Oh, this ain't a good idea. Good morning, neighbor, said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly. Asked Gabby about Rachel, I guess. Gabby, Kyle asked, what are your thoughts? What are your true thoughts about Rachel May? Guess that's good on getting information. Oh, Rachel? Gabby said she's a wonderful woman. Her generous acts have inspired more good work than bad. Tread off not meeting Kyle's eyes. Okay. After several uncomfortable minutes of silence, Kyle turned around and left. I guess visit the tech store. Kyle walked into the clean white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cutout mascot with flashing light. I kind of want to steal Techno Jim. I'm very interested in stealing Techno Jim. That's the attendant for free samples. Kyle asked the store attendant whether or not they offered any free samples to important customers. The attendant gave Kyle a confused and slightly vacant look. Kyle began to beg for free samples. Wanting Kyle to leave, the attendant grabbed a descript phone meant for spare parts and held it out. Oh, Lord. Grab with teeth or grab with hand. Kyle took the phone pleasantly from the outstretched hand and said quietly, "Thanks for your service." Kyle now has this phone to use forevermore. I think we gotta head out now. Oh, showtime. I kind of thought that once we had gone back to the apartment, it would just go, but nope. Okay, I don't feel like I did a lot in 30 hours. Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. I can't read today. Apparently can't read ever. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Approached Rachel. "Good evening, Kyle," she said, looking him in the eyes. "I've been looking forward to being here." Kyle responded, "Scream and spin in circles or answer politely." Oh, okay, we'll answer politely. Alright, because this is my it makes the most sense run. "And I as well, Rachel," answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. "You are a most welcome guest." Wow, that's quite polite. After other mild exchange of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. That caught me off guard. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. "Good evening, everyone," said Kyle, looking at the camera. "Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction." Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. "Hello, Kyle," she said. "I'm glad to be here." "Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in," said Kyle. "I'm very ready," said Rachel with a winning smile. Oh, God. In a shock, Kyle realized he had never bothered to prepare any notes for the review. Oh, no. Oh, this means we gotta ask the... No, I don't like this. I know. I specifically didn't want to do this in school. Blame Rachel for lack of notes. Run away or play dead. No, I don't like any of these options. This is the most lose-lose situation. Actually, it's a lose-lose-lose situation. Oh, if I made a mistake. I shouldn't have gone and gotten that free phone. I'm gonna run away. Kyle ejected from his seat and ran out of the studio as quickly as possible. After it became apparent that Kyle was not coming back, the producer ended the episode and everyone went home. Kyle prepared by running away. Okay. Okay, Kyle. Kyle, okay. Got it. I got it. So before we start another one, I understand this a little more now. I think I get this just a tad bit more now. They don't get, you gotta really figure out what the prime things are. Like, these two I feel were, very important. This was not. I don't think I needed a free broken phone. Now let's try that again. Yep. I'm doing it. Browse social media. Oh, because I have the phone. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because we get it forever. Well, maybe it was a positive. Kyle started to scroll through news articles on his phone. Stay Up Late with Kyle ranked #1 and #2 show on to... How is that possible? That news article is stupid. How is that possible? I'll read more. New East Bridge being constructed after being found to not actually exist. Authorities investigating. Okay, get out of bed. Open the closet. Choose an outfit. The slick suit because we fancy. Back to the room. Sit at desk. Write notes for interview. Is your mother a mother? Am I a mother? Or are you a mother? Beef. Mashed or blended? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? What are some diet tips? Do you ever smile? I purposely ran over a puppy. No! Okay, what's your funniest story? Kyle wrote down his last question. Are you guilty? Oh, I'm excited for that one. We'll go with what's your guilty pleasure. Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk. Oh. I feel so much better now that I did that. Okay. Dude, we still got 14 hours. Scavenge. Quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for bugs. Kyle started to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two. Soon, he had a small handful of various insects, dead and alive, saved for later use. That sound was unpleasant. Kyle stashed the wiggling mass for later use. Yeah. Kyle returned to the center of the room and going to the hallway. Move to the kitchen. Check the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat it. Turn to the kitchen. Turn to the hall. That must be the bugs. That must be the bugs. Let's check the locked door. Kyle walked over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly that the door was locked from the inside. Well, we'll just go back to the hallway and leave the apartment. Okay. So, we're back into showtime. Kyle hurried to the set, sitting across from his host chariot. The good part with these games is you can kind of run through them once you do them once. Okay. Kyle responded. Answer politely. Not as well, Rachel. Okay, shake hands. More. Here we go. Showtime. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Staying Up Late with Kyle. Okay, introduce Rachel. Hello, Kyle. I'm sure we'll have lots to discuss. Let's dig in. I'm very ready. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. Boom. There we go. Well, let's start with, what are some diet tips? Rachel, you managed to keep such a thin and healthy figure, said Kyle. What is your best diet tip? Well, a good diet starts with a plan, answered Rachel. You don't break it. Cheat days can turn into a habit. Ooh. I'll take that to good use, Rachel. I'll set my diet. But, she continued, that doesn't mean a midnight snack here and there isn't allowed. It's Rachel May. Quite humorous. Kyle looked at his flabby self, decided to not comment, and move on. Kyle asked another question. Rachel, I and many others would love to know, are you a mother? Kyle looked up from his notes. Well, being a single woman with a career, she answered, that's not something that's crossed my mind. Oh! I think Kyle's got a chance. I think Kyle's got a chance. Rachel smiled genuinely at Kyle. Very reasonable indeed, said Kyle. He referenced his paper of questions. Kyle asked another question. What's your guilty pleasure? We all have one. What's your guilty pleasure? Oh, well, that's an easy answer, said Rachel. Dipping pickles in chocolate sauce. I love pickles. I absolutely love pickles, but that sounds absolutely terrible. Like, they both, apart from each other, sound delicious. Together, no, I'm not too sold on that together. Just saying. Here comes a good explanation, I guess. It might sound strange, but it's tangy and sweet at the same time. I eat it far too often, Rachel smiled sweetly. Oh. She eats a lot. This is like those celebrities that have really weird food cravings. Kyle asked another question. What's your funniest story? You've been involved in a lot of different things, said Kyle, but what's your funniest story? Well, that's a great question, Kyle, said Rachel. I think the story I always remember is the first time I tried to make dinner for my family. In the soup I made, I swapped out the water with milk and tipped the whole jar of salt in the pot. Oh, Lord. Ah. I don't cook, and even I think I could do better than that. How do you swap out water with milk? That's even more important. How do you swap out water with milk? I'm not gonna ask any questions. While my family was sick from trying to eat it, I swiped their things and locked myself in my room. As you do, Rachel laughed elegantly. Kyle decided to move on. Oh, there's the jam. Yeah. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, he said, I think that's all I was planning on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time. I'm just gonna keep dancing. Do you prepare for your interviews in advance? Because you seem very together. Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Did they not give him a countdown? Did they not, give him the good old wrap up? Like, come on. Don't do that to the man. If he's the number 1 and number 2 show, I think he can go over time as well. And plus, he's a live show. They normally have 30-minute extensions they can go over. Kyle returned home, knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, it was playing in my head still a bit, and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing. Kyle prepared very well. I just want to see, what ending is that? Oh, good interviews, the first ones. We got the top one. Ran away is number 2 there. Okay. What in the world is this? I don't know what this is. I don't want to click on it either. At least not while I'm streaming. Because who knows? It's gonna go. Let's go back to Kyle. Skip. Been through this. I want to just browse. I want to see if I can only browse social media. Okay. Read article. Read more. Read more. Another grand larceny in crime spree streaks. Streak. Evidence points to perpetratory fleeing the country. Perperator. There we go. I just can't speak today. I don't understand it. I gotta quit playing games where I gotta read. Rachel May to unexpectedly leave the country on very, very long vacation after interview tonight. Read more. Who is the bug vigilante recently spotted pursuing larcenous? Okay. Kyle fails to show up to several charity events. Oh no, Kyle. Bug vigilante shows up to charity events with fresh baked pastries. Donations flourish. Okay, here with 20 hours, because I'm very interested now if I can ask questions about that whole thing. Hot dogs making resurgence as fuel source for both humans and tugboats. Phone model recalled. Techno gym stores blame overuse by customers. Okay, I'm very, very interested now. Write notes. I want to see if I can get the other one. Oh no, I don't like it already. Oh. Oh, there's a small key. Kyle grabbed the small key he kept in his desk. Back to the room. We're going. I don't care. We are going to check the locked door. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. What's that key for, then? Kyle walked over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly the door was locked. Forced the door open. Kyle decided it would be best to try to force the door open with use of his face. After smashing his features into solid wood for several minutes, Kyle gained severe short-term amnesia. Kyle walked in the small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment. Okay, I can't do it. Leave the apartment. Okay, showtime. Kyle hurried to the set. Rachel's smile quickly turned to shock as she realized Kyle had not put on clothes that day. I entirely forgot about that. Kyle waved and smiled broadly. Rachel uncomfortably averted her eyes. Kyle started making his rounds around the room, greeting each crew member, none of whom looked at him directly. As it became apparent that Kyle had no intention of leaving, Rachel made some excuses and exited the set. One by one, the crew followed suit. Kyle was left all alone. Kyle prepared by being a nudist. Oh, he was naked. So Kyle sleeps in the nude. I legitimately did not think that he was naked. I felt like he had underwear on. Guess not? Really? Guess not? So, very interesting there. Okay, let's reset this. Okay, I'm only browsing social media. Yeah. Perpetrators leaving the country. Bug vigilante. Hot dogs making resurgence as fuel source for both humans and tugboats. Yep. Kyle's phone exploded in his hands from overuse. Oh, that's clever. Scavenge. Resources. Kyle began to comb through the damp piles of filth and mold on his floor in search of helpful items. After finding and eating a few bits of crumbs and old cheese, oh my god, Kyle, come on. Kyle found something much more important. Indeed, it was the corpse of Harry, a friend that had gone missing years ago while at Kyle's house. Poor Harry! How'd he get under the bed? Kyle was glad to see him again, but was unsure of whether to interrupt such an important day with Harry business. I'm gonna deal with Harry. Kyle hoisted Harry onto his shoulder and took him outside, naked. Kyle began dragging Harry's body down the street, drawing many, many stairs, I am quite certain. Kyle knew exactly where he needed to take Harry's corpse, on a lovely play date. Just the two of them. So, what is currently going on is Kyle is going around town naked with a dead body. Just really wanna point that out. Really just want to point that out. You know. Kyle and Harry started at the arcade. Kyle used Harry's arms to operate the joysticks and push buttons. Oh, God. After 5 or 6 different games, the two friends had enough tickets for a single candy bar. They took their prize to the local park for eating. Kyle tried to feed some of the chocolate bar to Harry, but Harry seemed to not have an appetite. If the title of this ending is not like some Weekend at Bernie's reference, I'm mad. After eating, Kyle noticed a nearby playground. He dragged Harry over there. Oh no. Kyle's also naked. Kyle tried to figure out a way to swing Harry on the swing set, but lacking the ability to grip, Harry kept falling off. Instead, Kyle started to lug Harry to the top of the slide and shove him down time and time again. Finally, Kyle took Harry to the movies to see as many popular films as their pocket change allowed. Kyle quickly found that he had no pocket change, so he searched through Harry's corpse until he found his wallet. Kyle bought 2 tickets to A Love Romance. After getting inside, Kyle left Harry to go find a restroom. By the time Kyle had finished using the restroom, he had forgotten that he brought Harry along. No. Kyle watched A Love Romance by himself. Harry's corpse sat on a bench in the atrium. Or in the atrium. Atrium. Words. While Kyle was in the movie, a beautiful thing happened. Harry's corpse, imbued with the power of friendship and love, was reanimated. What? What on earth just happened? Harry's corpse, imbued with the power of friendship and love, was reanimated. Harry's old rotten flesh gained color and life. His fingernails regrew. His missing eye came back. Why was he missing an eye? I'm so confused. By the time the movie was over, Harry was able to greet Kyle with a large, friendly hug as his old self. Kyle was confused, but delighted that his long-lost friend met him on his way out of the theater. The two made plans to get drinks together and parted ways for the day. Kyle returned home, forgetting about the interview with Rachel. Kyle hoped a friend. Well, that was nice of Kyle. Okay, we're going to reset, and before I get going with this one, I want to get some background music going for when we don't have that snazzy little beat in the background. I legitimately don't remember what half of these tracks sound like, which is not a good thing. Let's go. Let's go with this one. This one might work. Oh Lord, I don't want that. Yeah, I think that'll work pretty well. I think that'll work just fine. Yeah, have some smooth jazz. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wise. He's gonna wither away. Just to point out, this is a very very short track. I just realized that. What else do I have here? what is this one? Oh, there we go. There we go. That's gonna be on loop for a bit. I think that'll work. Okay, let's wither away. Kyle decided to stay put and wither away. Kyle withered successfully and died. Shucks. Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibility. Oh, he's a ghost. Deathbed. Get out of bed anyway. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his room. Wait, he's just gonna open his closet. Choose an outfit. He's a ghost in skunk pasties. Kyle chose the pasties made out of mashed skunk flesh. Okay, cool. Getting the slimy garments to stay proved difficult, so Kyle opted to stick them to his body with hot glue. Yep. Just gonna write notes as a ghost anyways. Is your mother a mother? Ever eaten a raw egg whole? I purposely ran over a puppy. And are you guilty? Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk. Kyle made his way over to his desk and sat down. Checking the desk drawer. Give me the flashlight. Scavenge. Gossip.
What are you so happy about?
Oh! Like, I didn't realize what that would mean. Makes sense. Kyle firmly pressed his ear into the carpet, hoping to hear some stray words from the neighbors below. I heard Rachel May is going on a trip out of the country soon. Oh, girlfriend, tell me more. Well, what I will tell you is that every night I don a mask that looks like a bug and fight misdoers. The Bug Vigilante! There was a stunned silence. Then a door opened and someone exited the neighbor's apartment. I need to do it. Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked. A bug vigilante. Consume Gabby. Want to make sure I have this on loop? Yes, I do. So we're good. Kyle unhinged his jaw and swallowed Gabby whole. What on earth? Kyle hurried to the set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived. Sitting across from his host chair, well, okay. It's the same thing. Kyle responded. Answer politely. Gossip about neighbor. Good evening, everybody, said Kyle. My neighbor is a bug vigilante. With nothing more to say on the matter, he fell silent. Rachel, also on camera, stared at her hands and wondered when she was going to be introduced. She didn't know what to do with her hands. The producers started cutting to different camera angles to break the tension. It's kind of what you do at that point. Kyle continued to remain silent and stared forward blankly. After several minutes, Kyle's stomach began to bubble and pop. Suddenly, his neck shot straight upwards. Sprouting from his mouth was an outstretched hand. Yes, I want to see this show. Gabby climbed out of Kyle's mouth and walked to the center of the set. Hi everyone, she said, howling. My name is Gabby, and I'm not a bug vigilante. False, Kyle looked at Gabby and then returned to staring forwards. Gabby began to reply, but was interrupted by a bug-shaped intercom on her belt. Bug girl, it squawked. A robbery is in progress on East 3rd. Report imminent. Gabby threw the intercom on the ground and crushed it under her foot. After a beat, she spoke again. Something has come up suddenly and I must go. Gabby left the set. Well, said Kyle, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for joining us, Rachel. Kyle got up, shook Rachel's hand again, and walked past the cameras, leaving her alone. Not knowing what else to do, the producer ended the broadcast. In the coming days, fans of both Rachel and Kyle dubbed this show as a masterpiece of television. Stay Up Late with Kyle's online pages were updated to reflect this broadcast as the most popular ever. Kyle's producer later tried to have Rachel on the show again, but she was very, very, very busy. Talked about Gabby. Oh, look at all the stuff that happened. Okay. What to do with this playthrough is the big question now. I feel like we've gone through kind of most of the stuff. Most of the bigger stuff, at least, I feel like we could have done. Maybe change the tunes here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's straight up exit the bed. I want to go with this suit of armor. Kyle was unsure of what exactly caused him to decide to wear this suit, wear his armor, but it felt like the right thing to do. After much squeezing and sweating, Kyle managed to wrap the metal suit around his dumpy self. That's just mean to say that about him, I'm just saying. I want the gossip again. Now we will head to the hallway. Oh. We're in a suit of armor. Kyle, you are gonna force this thing open. Kyle decided it would be best to try to force the door open with use of his face, which is in a suit of armor. Oh. Well. Never mind then. This is the downstairs neighbor. Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked. Agreed to start a conversation. Ask Gabby about being a vigilante. Gabby, asked Kyle, are you the bug vigilante? For a moment, Gabby looked stunned, but then she realized his seriousness. Gabby nodded once. The door shut in Kyle's face. I'm in a Steel Techno gym. Actually, no. Give review a free sample. This phone, said Kyle, is several years old and has exposed wires coming out of the back. Kyle continued, the phone also has had screen issues after I used it to hammer nails into the wall for a painting. Furthermore, when I submerge it in water, I get severely shocked until it runs out of battery. Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host chair, okay, back to Rachel. Forget her name from Amnesia. Hello, you? Kyle's ears began to ring from his concussion. Rachel looked at Kyle slightly confused, but continued smiling. Before she noticed the glazed look in Kyle's eyes, the producer approached. Time to get started, he said, putting a hand on Kyle's shoulder. Let's get stationed. Kyle sat in the nearest chair. Rachel, her seat stolen, sat in the host chair. Oh, that might be the greatest thing ever right there. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Good morning, everyone, said Kyle. My name is, Kyle made a desperate effort to remember his name. Or, really, anything. Kyle looked at Rachel. Do you know who I am? He asked. Rachel looked back confused. Who are you? Well, if you're not Kyle, I don't know who you are. Rachel smiled sweetly. Kyle made up his mind that he was probably Kyle. Well, he said, I'm Kyle. A long silence followed. Eventually, Rachel spoke again. And I'm Rachel. Hi, everyone, she waved. Hi, Rachel, said Kyle. So why are you here? Rachel was visibly worried. Funny, she said. Were you planning on asking me any questions? I mean, I don't have any ideas, said Kyle. Kyle kept staring at Rachel. Love this. Love this so much. Someone coughed. Kyle looked around and noticed the crew. Who on earth are all of you? He asked. Nobody answered. Kyle got out of his chair and walked off frame, leaving Rachel alone with millions of viewers. Rachel started to attempt to entertain the audience herself. Eventually, the producer ended the broadcast early due to technical difficulties or issues. Kyle woke up in his bed the next day, remembering nothing about what had happened. Kyle forgot everything. Can't have both of those tracks playing at the same time. That would just be terrible. So what are we up to? 6 of 21. Dear Lord. We're only through 6 of these? I do want to know, where are we late? Okay, so Runaway was there, had amnesia, gossip, helped Harry. What is this one? Good interview, something, and then it was no close. I'm trying to think about what these other ones can be at this point. Okay. Let's go exit the bed. Turn on the tunes again. Should probably do that. There we go. First I want to sit at the desk. Check the drawer. Want the flashlight. Scavenge. Resources. Okay, leave him for another time. Kyle decided Harry could wait until another day. Quietly folded a pile of filth back on top of him. Oh, I thought I could use that flashlight for something. Jeans and swimming goggles. Kyle's decided on a fashion-forward, casual style. He could barely see out of the goggles. We'll move to the kitchen. Check the pantry. Kyle wanted to access the pantry, but found it was locked with a small keyhole. No! I am going to get this. Give me the small key. We got four clicks to do this in. To the room. No, I'm not gonna make it. Move to the kitchen, check pantry. No. Oh. I really wanted to know what was in the pantry. Okay, nothing different here. This time I want to scream and spin in circles. Kyle started to stretch out his arms wide, tilted his neck upwards, and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel it was time to start the show. So he didn't get to scream and spin around in circles. Okay, good evening everyone. It's Rachel. Okay, response, Kyle collapsed on the floor. That's a new one. From a combination of stressful preparation and not eating anything, Kyle had passed out. Nobody in the studio quite knew what to do with him. They began to poke Kyle in the back to see if he moved. After a while, they ended the broadcast, shut off the lights, and went home. Kyle was left face first on the floor. Kyle prepared by starving himself. Okay, first thing I'm doing after getting dressed is I'm getting this key and I am opening up the pantry. Back to the jams. The bed. Open that closet. Choose an outfit. I'm gonna go with those skunk pasties. Okay. The desk. Check the drawer. Give me that key. Whoops. Back to the room. To the hallway. To the kitchen. Here we go. Check pantry. Kyle wanted to access the pantry, but found it was locked with a small keyhole. Unlock with small key. Pantry door lock creaked as if it hadn't moved for years, but eventually opened. Instead of an assortment of canned goods and grains, Kyle's pantry stored his massive amount of bottled lard. Ooh. Chug a bottle of lard or grab a bottle of lard. I'm gonna grab a bottle of lard. I'm gonna keep it for later. I want to see if that lard at all helps with him passing out. Ugh. Whew. Gassy. Leave apartment. I want to visit the tech store. I want to steal Techno Jim. Quickly, before the attendant could acknowledge him, Kyle grabbed Techno Jim by the shoulders. Finding that Techno Jim's cardboard feet were bolted to the ground, Kyle started to to pull upwards forcefully. After several tugs, Techno Jim broke free, leaving one foot and one leg behind. No! Kyle glanced at the attendant, who was staring bewildered, and ran outside. Continue the day. Okay, approach the neighbors downstairs. Deposit lard ball. Kyle produced his bottle of lard, bit the glass neck of it, and wordlessly dumped the contents on Gabby. What? As sticky lumps of fat drooled off her face, Gabby looked at Kyle expressionlessly. I gotta know what that finishes with. Kyle hurried to the set. Okay. Okay, we know that. This is the best thing ever. We're gonna get to interview Techno Jim. Kyle roughly shoved Rachel out of her seat and placed Techno Jim in her stead, as you do. Hello, Techno Jim, said Kyle. I'm going to interview you today. Kyle grasped Techno Jim's hand and tried to shake it, but instead tore it off the cardboard frame. Kyle's producer, sensing viral media, pulled the bewildered Rachel out of frame and motioned to the crew to go live. Oh, this is amazing. Cameramen moved, lights flashed, and suddenly the studio was on air. Hi, I'm Kyle, said Kyle, and tonight I'm going to interview a very special guest. He pointed at Techno Jim using the dismembered arm. Yes! Techno Jim started to smoke from the heat of the lights. Techno Jim's on fire! Would you like to introduce yourself? Asked Kyle. Knowing Jim would probably not speak, Kyle took it upon himself to do his voice as well. Hi, Kyle, he said, raising the pitch of his voice. My name is Rachel May, and I'm a very special guest. What? Rachel's expression of confusion turned to shock. Well, Rachel, you look way too thin and absolutely terrible, and you should feel ugly. Kyle gave Jim a meaningful stare. What on earth is going on right now? Wow, Kyle, he said. I sure wish I could look like you. Techno Jim burst into flames. This is amazing. This is so great. Instantaneously, the sprinkler system initiated. Curtains of water poured down from the rafters. Within seconds, the production equipment was doused in water. The set was soon abuzz with electrical fires. He's become Seth Rollins. He's burning it down. Kyle's crew abandoned their post as cameramen and sound mixers to try to put the fires out. As the crew scrambled around, the cameras continued to run. Kyle sat, motionless, staring forward. Eventually, the fires were put out. Kyle's producer shut off the broadcast, leaving Kyle's vacant stare as the final frame. Kyle's ratings skyrocketed. Techno Jim became a staple on the show, often ending up destroyed by the end of each episode. I would watch that show hands down, man. Although Rachel did not come back on the show, her cardboard portrayal did. Rachel was very popular. Kyle interviewed Rachel. Quickly reset. Oh man. Oh, what to do now? Oh yeah, we gotta do the, I know what to do. Open the closet, because you gotta have clothes. Slick suit. Scavenge. No, but, oh, I wasted one. The drawer. Want the key. Back to the desk. Back to the room. Exit. Move to the kitchen. Check the pantry. Unlock it. Look in the pantry. Grab the lard. Back to the kitchen. Return to the hallway. Leave the apartment. Let's go downstairs. More. Bottle of lard. Okay. Dump the contents on Gabby. Sticky lumps of fat drooled off her face. Gabby looked at Kyle expressionlessly. After a long minute of silence, she spoke. Can I help you, Kyle? Gossip to Gabby. Oh my gosh, Gabby, did you hear that Rachel May is going out of the country soon? Screamed Kyle. With one smooth motion, Gabby turned around and slapped Kyle with her lard-infested hair. But suddenly, she stopped in the doorway, her back creating a dark outline in the frame. I want to know what happens to that! No! Okay. Scream and spin in circles. Interrupted. Broadcast starts. Introduce Rachel. More. Okay. Yeah. Hadn't eaten anything. Yes, I know. End. Set. Exit the bed. Sit at the desk. I need to know what happens with the lard. I am maybe way too much into figuring out what happens with this lard. This might be the most interesting one to me. Grab it. The kitchen. Turn to the hallway. Leave the apartment. Down we go. We got plenty of time now. Okay. She spoke. Can I help you? We gossip. She slaps us with the hair. Suddenly, she stopped in the doorway, her back creating a dark outline in the frame. Perhaps, Kyle, she said, it will be better when she's gone. And the door shut. Oh, I wasn't able to chug a bottle of lard along with it. Okay, I don't think... Oh, I should realize the M-Phone closed that day. Directly. Okay, next I think I gotta eat the lard. I want to know, is she gonna kill Rachel at some point? I feel like that's gotta happen. First things first. Oops. Back to the room. There we go. Kitchen. Pantry. Unlock it. Again. Chug a bottle of lard. Kyle ferociously grabbed the closest bottle, snapped the neck against the wall, and sucked out all of the fat within a minute. Kyle wildly sucked down another bottle. He felt very sick. Kyle's vomit and lard were mixing in a way to make it hard to tell which was which. Off the pantry. As Kyle finished the last bottle of lard, he felt a wave of accomplishment come over him. Oh, didn't expect that. Let's return to the bedroom then. suit of armor. Let's exit the bedroom. Leave. This is our downstairs neighbor. I want to see if this one. Nope. Scream and spin. Slowly, Kyle started to twirl outside of Gabby's door. Mouth stretched. He tilted his neck upwards and let loose a long, passionate, and meaningful scream. God continued to spin. Gabby shut and locked her door. She did every time Kyle screamed outside her door. Okay, let's see. We'll answer politely here. I want to see if I can peek on her or something. Use Rachel. Kyle vomited all of the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor. There we go. Rachel looked at Kyle, concerned, gave a couple coughs, decided to play it cool and keep the show running. Kyle stopped, then vomited again, then continued with a shaky voice. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Oh wow, he just kept going. I'm shocked. Well, let's blame Rachel for the lack of no notes. Rachel, I need to be honest. You're not terribly interesting, and I cannot think of what I should ask you. In fact, continued Kyle, I would far rather interview a fish than I would you. Wow, that's actually a little rough. And furthermore, said Kyle, I'm not sure I could tell the difference between you and a fish. Kyle's a bit of a dick. Kyle leaned back in his chair and desperately hoped the blame had been shifted adequately. Kyle glowered? Rachel glowered at Kyle. Glowered. Probably that's what it is. Glowered. I've never heard that word. Kyle glowered back. Rachel left the studio. Kyle no longer had a guest and spent the next 42 minutes staring at the camera silently. Kyle prepared by blaming others. Oh man. Just like Kyle, we're gonna sit in some more silence here. What to do now? We've gone through a good amount of these. I'm trying to think what I haven't. I don't know what the flashlight's used for, so I want to get that. Sit at the desk. Check the drawer. Flashlight. Back to desk. Let me scavenge here for a second. Bugs. Save for later use. I know where I'm going. I'm leaving the apartment. Downstairs. She's the bug vigilante. Why can't I use the bugs? I'll start a conversation. Ask Gabby about Gabby. Gabby asked Kyle, tell me about yourself. Gabby stiffened. Oh, you know, she said, putting on a fake smile. I just sit around here. Yes, I don't get around much. Never go out at night. I just stay here. Right here. Gabby glared at Kyle. Convinced by Gabby's statement, Kyle bid her goodbye and returned to the street. Well, that wasn't much fun. I'll return to the bedroom. Scavenge. Resources. I'd rather deal with Harry. I want to see if there's anything else that happens here with these two. I think if I have the pocket change. then it would be better. Yeah, no pocket change. He was reanimated. Yep. Okay, we're getting pocket change now. I want to know what the flashlight's used for. Sorted change. Gonna scavenge. Resources. Okay, we'll deal with Harry. Okay. Candy bar. They're eating. Kyle noticed a nearby playground. Which is never a good idea. Weekend at Bernie's never went to a playground as far as I remember. I called finish using the restroom. I didn't see anything else pop up. Huh. Okay. What's this assorted change for, I wonder? Oh! I wonder. Kyle counted out $1.98 in pennies and nickels and traded them for a small packet of batteries. I get it. I'm not going to be able to do anything with it right now, but that at least makes sense now. Insert flashlight. Kyle put the batteries upright on his desk and popped the flashlight on top one by one. Scavenge. No, still, I don't know what that flashlight is good for. Inspect with yeah, because it's dark. Shone the flashlight into his moist cave-like closet that had not seen light in years. After several minutes of searching around with the light, Kyle saw something unusual in the back. Oh, come on! Yes, Rachel's gonna say that he has no clothes on because he's naked. Okay, exit the bed. We're sitting at the desk. We are going to check the desk drawer, get the flashlight, and check it again. We're gonna get the change. Gonna go back. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go to the hallway. Leave. Tech store. Batteries with charge. Certain the flashlight. Going home. Bedroom. Closet. Flashlight. Here we go. What is in the closet? Kyle saw something unusual in the back. A small metal box with a large red button sat in the back, stamped with a travel time label. We're about to travel through time. Kyle, bored of the situation, mashed the button, hardly reading the label above. The box hummed and shook. The outside metal grew hot and slowly curved in on itself. In a moment, it was early in the morning. Kyle had gained several hours of preparation time. What in the world? I want to see I'm not seeing much here. Ask Gabby about Kyle. Gabby, Kyle asked, very earnestly, how do you feel about me? The dubious expectation on Gabby's face transformed into consternation? That's another word I do not know. Even the worst of men are given grace, Kyle, she replied, though they don't deserve it. As she finished her sentence, she gently pushed Kyle away and shut the door. Okay. Whatever. Let's go Jean's swimming goggles. Oh, we will move to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Eat the fridge. Kyle pointed his neck directly upwards and hoisted the fridge on top of his face. Somehow, miraculously, he wrapped his mouth around the device. He started to swallow. Didn't finish it, though. Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host chair was we know this. Whew. Just politely. That really doesn't have an effect on much. Kyle vomited all the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor. Okay, so that, when it's like that, it just makes you vomit. Got it. See, nothing for the interview. We're gonna play dead. Kyle slumped in his seat and played dead. Kyle, what are you up to? Said Rachel, still smiling. Kyle did not respond and hoped nobody would ask questions. Kyle, why are you pretending to be dead? Asked Rachel. I can see you breathing. Kyle held his breath. The producer whispered to Rachel over her earpiece, give him a couple slaps across the face and see if he wakes up. Rachel got up from her chair, walked to Kyle, and slapped him firmly across the face. Rachel slapped Kyle continuously, trying to get him to stop play acting. Other members of the crew stepped into frame to start slapping Kyle as well. This just became a party now. Soon Kyle was lost in the amassment of people around him, all slapping his face with both hands. The slapping went on for many hours. Kyle did not wake up. Eventually, Kyle did not need to pretend to be unconscious. Kyle prepared by dying. Okay, we're gonna get those, I'm gonna get all that stuff again. Flashlight. Check desk drawer, assorted change. Leave the apartment. Visit the tech store. Batteries, flashlight. Tech shop. Turn to the street. We are going to return to the apartment. Bedroom. Open that closet. Inspect with a flashlight. More. More. Take box for later. I don't know what would possibly happen next. No, open the closet. Go suit of armor. And we will just leave. Call her to the set, sitting across from his host chair, as he does. Screaming, spinning circles. Time travel with Rachel. Yes. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle. Tonight, Rachel and I will time travel together. In one motion, Kyle grabbed Rachel's arm and pressed the red button on the time machine with his elbow. Kyle and Rachel were sent back to a time before human existence on Earth. Dear Lord. They were standing next to a large lake. There was a forest behind them, full of singing birds. Lizards were everywhere. Kyle, dear, said Rachel, stern but not angry. You can't just do things like that. Rachel began digging in the dirt, looking for small, smooth stones. I'm sorry, Rachel, said Kyle. I got a bit ahead of myself. Kyle began helping to look for stones. Well, it's okay, Kyle. I forgive you. Rachel took Kyle's stones and started to build a small stack on the ground. Kyle silently began sifting through the sand near the lake to find pure mud. Well, since we're here together, said Rachel, using nearby sticks to build a pyramid around the rocks. How are you? Oh, I'm fine, said Kyle, sticking pieces of shale together with the mud. I've been preparing for your interview all day. Rachel began to bundle nearby foliage into small power cells. Do you love being famous? She asked. Kyle used bones from the dead fish ashore to start crafting some energy capacitors. I don't comprehend this, and it's amazing. That's an interesting question, Rachel, he answered. There's ups and downs. How about yourself? I think I'd love to be unknown with a loving family, said Rachel. Being so recognizable gets very lonely. Rachel started grabbing live birds as they flew by to make a nuclear reactor. I understand that incredibly well, said Kyle, extracting pure hydrogen from the lake using a reed siphon. There was a warm, understanding silence between them. After a few minutes, Kyle broke the silence. Can you pass me the arc welder when you're done? I need to weld those bioreactive plates together. Soon the pair had constructed a janky but workable return time machine. Great fucking Scott. As they climbed in, Rachel and Kyle looked at each other. Both knew they had bonded. With the flick of a switch, the whirl of an engine made out of beaver pelt and some pops, or poops, I think that's pops, and some pops, the duo returned home. Later that evening, back at his apartment, Kyle thought about the time he had spent with Rachel. He was glad they had gotten the chance to take a trip together. Kyle and Rachel took a trip. Oh, no food was the second one. So I've done time travel 2, but I haven't done time travel 1? This game. This is absolutely absurd. Exit. We're getting that time machine again. Check the drawer. Sort of change. Back to the desk. Back to the room. We're leaving. Because I don't know what else like that would really be useful for. But I've got an idea. Take box for later. No. Doesn't work. Kyle ate Gabby. Okay. Nudist ending. Ah. What else? Wait a minute. We wither away. We're now a ghost. Maybe I gotta be a ghost. Sort of change. Okay. Don't think this is gonna work, but I'm just really interested. Alright. Wait a minute. I've got an idea. I have got an idea. I'm happy I didn't move that. I actually had moved my... Huh. I'm very happy I did not move that. I'd moved my webcam initially in my edit, but happy I did not. Okay. Let's go gossip.
What are you so happy about?
Move to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Eat condiments. The rate at which ketchup, soy sauce, and other items entered Kyle's mouth soon overrode his ability to swallow. Kyle spewed the excess condiments across the kitchen, covering the furniture and walls. Kyle continued until all of the condiments had been emptied. Okay. Whoops. There we go. I don't know what this is going to do. Okay, it's the nudist one again. Man. I legitimately am unsure of where to go from here. I'm wondering if you go through all these. Let me... The assorted change. I want to see if I head to the tech store. Pursed his lips and said nothing. When he had made his argument, Kyle decided to leave. Oh. Yeah, not much here. Huh. Yes, you essentially have to make sure you have clothes on. Man. I have to keep more in mind what's going on there. Actually, first things first, I want to just see. Okay. I want to see. Exit bed. We're going to get all the stuff we need for the time machine. Back to the room. We gonna leave. Tech store. Boom. Boom. Leave. Apartment. Bedroom. Closet. Inspect. More. More. Give me that box. Okay. Scavenge. Resources. Deal with Harry. Really? I can't use the time machine on Harry? I'm a little disappointed. Really? Man. I was legitimately hoping that like I could use the time machine with Harry. Okay, I want to check something. There is a actually thing on Steam. About this and all the let's see. Here's a guide to getting all the endings. Okay, good interview. No food, we got that one. 8 bug. What? Okay, prepare and eat breakfast. Let's do that. Let's get into this. We gotta figure this out. So we gotta prepare. Okay, so we got to dressed, slick suit, room, scavenge, bugs, save for later use, the bedroom, move to the kitchen, we gotta open the fridge, we gotta prepare a delicious edible breakfast. It sounds like he's eating bones. What else we gotta do here? Okay, we can do what we want now. Talk with Gabby. Gabby really doesn't like him. Here we go. Call her to the set. Rachel. Answer politely. Here we go, broadcast. Introduce Rachel. Okay. She says hi. She's very ready. No notes. Produce ball of bugs. Well, Rachel, said Kyle, I wanted to show this to you. Kyle produced the ball of bugs he had accumulated from his bedroom floor. Rachel took several beats to figure out what Kyle was holding in his hands. A look of horror crossed her face. Kyle, What on earth is that? She asked. Is it alive? Maybe, said Kyle. Here, watch this. Kyle, staring at Rachel, opened his mouth wide and slowly ingested the gooey ball of bugs. As Rachel watched, obviously unsettled, Kyle began to chew very slowly and intently. Attempting to swallow, Kyle coughed several times, covering Rachel in partially chewed bugs. Rachel sat stock still, processing what had happened. Kyle finished swallowing and opened his mouth to show there were no bugs left. Well, that was satisfying, he said, smiling widely at the camera. Rachel got out of her seat and left the studio. Kyle prepared by eating bugs. Okay, what's the next one? We got Techno Jim. Got died, we got ran away, we got blamed Rachel. Right? What are we missing here? Died right away. Okay, we need time travel 1. Oh, this is gonna be good. I'm excited for this one. Give me that flashlight. We're time traveling. Sword to change. Give it to me. Back to the room. Out the hallway. Leave the apartment. Visit that tech store. Give me all of it. Boom. Stealing Techno Jim. Ran outside. And now we return to our apartment. Turn to the bedroom. Open the closet. Inspect. Use Techno Jim to upgrade. What? Kyle pulled out the electronics from Techno Jim's eyes and fingers and started shoving them into the box. I get it, because, yeah, that makes sense now. The box began to rattle, imbued with the power of the important technology found on Techno Jim. Suddenly, with a pop and a fizz, Kyle found himself taken back to 19th century Europe. Kyle was riding inside of a horse-drawn carriage. He was surrounded by poofy dresses and shocked faces. Every face was stone cold, made of copper, and definitely a robot. Kyle had found himself in Robo-Europe. The gathered robo-denizens had started spinning and shooting out alarm lasers from their mouths and ears. Kyle reacted quickly by consuming the lasers for power, by firing lasers from his mouth, by giving up and dying. Is there anything that I need to do here? Nope. I want to say he is consuming the lasers for power. Kyle quickly started to consume all of the lasers. Every laser he swallowed gave him more power. Soon Kyle bloated up and just kind of fart exploded. Lasers all over the place. The force of the explosion pushed all beings, metal and not, out of the carnage and with great velocity. Kyle landed in a nearby field on his head and immediately lost consciousness. While Kyle was asleep, the robot citizens plugged his body into a generator linked to their main power grid. Having energy sucked from his body kept Kyle in a pseudo-cryogenic state, keeping him unconscious and preserved. He became Walt Disney. Robo-scientists began to use Kyle's energy production as a center of study, launching the robot world into a golden age. Kyle started to power all of the technological advancements of the robot world. Wars began to center around the control of Kyle. Dear Lord. Kyle was deemed as the most important discovery of the modern robo world. After humans took over the ancient robot civilizations, Kyle was mummified by the ancient Egyptians. Kyle was stolen from the museum in the early 1800s. He was attempted to be smuggled across the Atlantic but sank. Scientists uncovered him encased in ice and the Antarctic and shipped him by helicopter for study. On the way, Kyle was accidentally shoved out of the helicopter. He crash landed through the roof onto the bed in his apartment. After several days of laying unconscious in bed, Kyle began to stir. What? That was Time Travel 1. Okay. I can't with this game. Oh, this. Okay. This next one's interesting. I like the sound of this next one. Okay, we're gonna exit. Gonna sit at the desk. We're gonna check that drawer. We're gonna get that key. Never guess what we're doing. First, let me do have to check one thing. Okay. Move to the kitchen. Open that fridge. Eat that breakfast. Delicious. Check the pantry. We'll unlock it. Look in. We'll grab a bottle of lard. We'll return to the hallway. Leave the apartment. Let's go talk to our neighbor Gabby. Scream and spin. Eventually, Kyle ran out of breath and fell over. Here we go. On to the set we go. Answered politely. Here we go. Good evening, everyone. It's Rachel. Some more. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss as well. So we might as well dive right in. Drink lard. Dive right into this bottle, that is. Kyle pulled out his bottle of lard, bit the top off, and chugged it. Kyle's body rejected the lard. He began to spew chunks of lard and digestive fluid in every direction. Everything within a 10-foot radius was immediately covered, including Rachel. Kyle continued to vomit. Rachel bravely fought to stay seated amidst the vomit, hoping to save the show from disaster. I can't say words. Unfortunately, Kyle's vomit had covered all of the cameras. There was no broadcast. Kyle finished spewing eventually. The broadcast was not recoverable. All present were sent home to try again another day. As Kyle got home, he made a mental note to refill his lard supply. Kyle consumed. What? How did I not think of this? First, we gotta become Ghost Kyle. Then we gotta go to the locked door and we gotta float through that locked door as a ghost. Kyle used his ghostly powers to walk straight through the door. Kyle found himself in the room. He stashed the various items sent to him by fans. Check supernatural artifact. This is one of the many mysterious artifacts Kyle has been sent over the years. Smash it. Kyle began pounding the mysterious artifact with both fists. Within a few hours, it became dust. An ancient force trapped in the artifact is released and turned Kyle into a lizard demon. Grab Laser Claymore. Expecting a battle, Kyle grabbed the laser claymore. Kyle walked over to the dilapidated sewing machine. Its box was only half removed. Kyle found himself in okay. Let's leave this apartment. Oh, wait a minute. Go into the bedroom. Open the closet. Choose an outfit. Slick suit. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Pandemonium ensued. Scripts went flying. Crew members ran in all directions. Lights were knocked over. I didn't read the first part of that. As Kyle watched the chaos around him, his lizard demon form enveloped his last shred of humanity. Kyle grew to a massive size. Within several minutes, he had demolished the now empty set. A local force of 5 spunky teenagers in brightly colored apparel arrived at the scene to fight Kyle. As the teenagers swung at him with their spunky individualized weapons, Kyle pushed them over with his foot. Kyle's rampage of his studio ruins continued, but in another part of the city, a hero was rising up. In a dusty apartment on the top floor of an old skyscraper in the oldest part of town sat a large man named Frank. Few people in the world knew that Frank existed. Fewer knew his name. Frank was watching the local news. A story about the studio rampage was playing. Quietly, Frank got up from his chair. He opened a small door behind a poster on his wall. And inside was an unbelievable mound of fat-ridden foods, unrefrigerated and fairly rotten. Frank began to consume the mound at a frightening rate. His body began to puff. Frank expanded faster and faster. With every minute, he burst through the roof. Within minutes, Frank was a towering behemoth. He rolled across the city, rebounding off the buildings and getting cheers from the onlookers below. Approaching Kyle, Frank gave a long, painful heave upwards into the sky. To Kyle, the sky turned black. He looked upwards to see the monstrous figure hurtling towards him. And in a moment, Kyle was completely enveloped in rubbery fat, unable to move or make noise. Frank was quite tired and passed out while he lay. Several years went by as Frank slumbered. As Kyle was held in Frank's warm, fatty embrace, his humanity began to return. When the first winter came, Frank's body recycled his fat for resources. Over many months, he shrank in size. Eventually, Kyle was human, and Frank was thinned. They both walked away from the scene as new men. Neither realized how much time had passed. Kyle prepared by being a lizard. This game, man. Okay. We gotta wither away again. Check the locked door. We're floating through. Go inside. Check that artifact. Grab the artifact. Did the wrong thing. I wasn't supposed to grab it. Okay, wither away. We are a ghost. To the hallway. Check the locked door. Float through. Go inside. We check it. No, we do grab it. Do we? Yes, we grab it. I was right. I just want my laser claymore just in case. The hallway. Leave the apartment. Actually, turn to the apartment. Bedroom. Open the closet. Don't want to be a naked ghost. Jeans and swimming goggles. Whoops. Leave the apartment. And we'll head down to talk to Gabby. And now off we go. Okay. Kyle approached her. Rachel looked up and smiled. Throw artifact at Rachel. As she approached to shake his hand, Kyle produced the supernatural artifact, and winged it at Rachel's face. Within moments of the artifact colliding with her head, Rachel started to turn into a lizard demon, which began to cause destruction, tipping over lights and causing crew members to scatter. Kyle, realizing the disaster he had caused, decided it was up to him to tame the monster. Throw crew members at monster. Kyle started to grab nearby crew members and hurled them at Rachel. The crew members rebounded off of Rachel on all sides, causing little to no damage to her or themselves. In a lizard demon rage, Rachel rushed at Kyle and drove him into the opposite wall, face first. She began to pound Kyle's face into the wall repeatedly, littering it with head-sized holes. Kyle, having been in this situation before, felt he knew exactly what to do. Balling his fist, Kyle began to punch himself in the stomach repeatedly, causing loud gurgles and pops. Kyle's strategy did not help. He continued to be mashed into the wall. After a period of time, the artifact lodged in Rachel's face came loose and fell to the floor. Rachel immediately turned into her normal human self. The studio, now in shambles, flicked to life. The broadcast had started automatically. Kyle, unable to move properly, became aware that the eyes of many were upon him. He tried to address the audience, but instead spewed some mixture of breakfast, phlegm, and chunks of wall. Kyle's spewing video became a very hot meme. Online personalities used it to express distaste about social issues. Teenagers sent it to each other about homework amounts. Rachel's broadcast was rescheduled for the following week. Fans complained about not being able to see Rachel's face as she wore protective headgear the entire time. Rachel prepared by being a lizard. Okay, we are almost done here. Okay. Let's go ahead. We're now to this one. Okay. Got it. So let's go ahead and exit this bed. Let's set the desk. Let's write some notes. Is your mother a mother? Ever eaten a raw egg? I purposely ran over a puppy. Are you guilty? Back to the room. Closet. Choose an outfit. Slick suit. Room. Yeah. The fridge. Prepare. Eat breakfast. That noise, man. Okay, now we're ready to go. Text store just because I can. Give that review. And here we go. So politely, we're back to asking questions. Okay. Are you guilty? Rachel, are you guilty? Kyle threw his questions on the floor, stood up, and pointed at her. Rachel's eye twitched slightly. Guilty of what, dear Kyle? She smiled distinguishedly. Disingenuously. Words again. Just not good. V-Dub, what is up, man? Welcome to the stream. I've been going for about 2 hours, man. It is... This game is absolute nonsense. That's all I can say about this. Guilty, spat Kyle, of your crimes. Rachel did not answer. Her eyelids both stared started twitching uncontrollably. You just did a stream yourself? Nice, man. Good on ya. What on earth? This is amazing. Woo, gotta lower that audio because I'm sure that's just blaring. Woo! Kyle pulled out his phone and dialed the police. "Hello, police," said Kyle. "I believe I have found a criminal." Rachel began to run towards the exit. On her way, she swatted Kyle's phone out of his hand. Tripper. Kyle stuck out his leg. Rachel stumbled and crashed to the floor. Well, thank you, V-Dub, for tweeting out the stream, man. What did you stream? What did you stream just a bit ago? But in a moment, she was on her feet. She drew a blunt weapon, seemingly out of thin air, and started to swing at Kyle. Dear Lord. Kyle had a chance to react. Before Kyle had a chance to react, a figure burst through the roof and blocked Rachel's attack. It was a middle-aged woman in a bug-shaped mask. She was brandishing a bug-shaped stick. Ah, Maximum Football, I see. The woman began to fight with Rachel, flicking her weapon back and forth with surprising speed. Rachel tried to fight back. It was obvious she was no match for the interceptor. With one quick move, the bug vigilante drew her foot high above her head and drove it straight into Rachel's hand. Be streaming 2K around 10 or 11. Yeah, I'm probably going to be out at that point of sleep, because dear Lord, I need to get some sleep. No. My computer is trying to run apparently a scheduled scan. With one quick move, the bug vigilante... Okay, I already did that. The woman clattered to the floor. Rachel attempted to run again, but was met with a stick to her legs. Dude, I'm gonna be out tonight probably. I have, like, gotten very little sleep lately, and I need to get some. And then actually, I gotta edit today. That's gonna be fun. And then maybe stream some tomorrow. I might do a little bit of Overwatch tomorrow. She fell at the feet of a police officer, just arriving from Kyle's call. Thank God that stopped. That was insanity. Okay, you're going to be streaming until about 9 or 11. Your time, not my time. At that point, I'm definitely out. Oh, you can't get yourself up until 9 or 11 in the morning. I see. I get it. I've been a little slow today. You should have been here at the beginning of this stream, man. I have been slow. Rachel was charged with 7 cases of grand larceny. After her first month in jail, Rachel started a reality TV show filmed in her cell about prison cooking. So she's... what is her... Oh, what was her name? I don't remember her name now. Is it Martha Stewart? Is that who it was? I don't remember. They made a joke about it in Orange is the New Black. That's all I remember about it now. The show gained immense popularity, and somehow the public began to love Rachel's show. Kyle made guest appearances on Rachel's show many times. The identity of the bug vigilante was never known. She remained a mysterious part, a mysterious but important part of local law enforcement. Rachel started a new show. Okay. We're gonna do this again. What's the next one? I've got a sheet up here to help me figure out these endings, because I'll tell you, I never would have gotten any of these endings. Okay. This one's gonna be interesting. Okay. Let's let's go ahead and where there it is. Let's go ahead and write those notes. Boom, 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 and boom. Back to the room. Open that closet. No, I did it wrong. Just realized I did it wrong. I gotta wither away. Gotta become a ghost. Because as we all know, that's the only way to do anything. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Back to the desk. Back to the room. Open that closet. Choose an outfit. I'm wearing the skunk pasties. What else do I have to do? I think I had to eat. Move to the kitchen. Open the fridge. Prepare that breakfast and eat it. Get that god-awful sound effect. And what on earth did I else have to do? One more thing. One magical thing. VW, you're about to see something very, very intense. We're going to visit our neighbor Gabby. And we are going to consume her. Kyle unhinged his jaw and swallowed Gabby whole. Job done. Kyle returned to the middle of the street. That's just enough. Wow. So we hurry to the set. She's there. She smiles. That's great. We're going to scream and spin circles, but get stopped by the producer. Show begins. Okay. Rachel. Are you guilty? Okay. Gotta call those police. Here comes the music. Dear Lord. I mean, you don't know how you're gonna handle it Sunday? I mean, hey. You're gonna have to get up early for that game, man. Okay, calling the police. We found a criminal. We got a tripper. She stumbles. She drew a blunt weapon seemingly out of thin air. Kyle, having nothing to defend himself with, was smacked repeatedly in the head. Kyle lost consciousness several times, but somehow managed to remain upright. Rachel, thinking Kyle had not been incapacitated, continued her assault. Oh, why would you do that, man? Why would you sell your ticket? The Raiders are gonna destroy the Jags. There we go. Music's over. Thank God, man. That music is insane. Eventually, standing upright or not, it became apparent that Kyle had been adequately incapacitated. Rachel looked around slightly, guilty, and shuffled out the door. I mean, you don't live 10 minutes from the Coliseum, but it is the last game at the Coliseum, and do you want to miss that? In the following days, Rachel disappeared from the country. Crime rates plummeted. Wow, Rachel was doing all the crimes. Kyle was credited with cracking the case on a crime spree. Nevertheless, Rachel was never caught. Kyle let Rachel go. So we got 3 more endings to get here. Oh. Some of the things that have happened in this game, I can't comprehend them. And I can comprehend a lot in most things. But dear Lord, am I happy I decided to do this instead of the other sensual choose your adventure game that I had gotten early today. Okay. What on earth is my... Oh! Well, that's interesting. Chatbox, you need to go elsewhere. You get to go over here. I forgot you were over there. Oh, that's got to look pretty for everyone. Actually, Chatbox, you can go up here. Maybe. Or here. Just be right here. I don't know where the chat box makes sense to go. Actually, that kind of works, I think. You really think I would have noticed that earlier, that the chat was going all over my face? Did not notice. Okay, first thing we gotta do is what? Wither away, I think? Yeah, we do. Oh, this one's... We're gonna hear the music again. Dear Lord. I'm not ready for that music again. Become a ghost. This time we'll go ahead and put on our suit of armor. Write those notes. Boom, 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 a boom. And now, for the most important meal of the day. Cooking it up Kyle's way. Oh, that effect. I hate it. I hate that effect so damn much. Well, let's talk to Gabby. Why don't we? Wait, did we have to consume Gabby? We did not. Okay. We are good. Start a conversation about Gabby. Okay, let's keep moving. We know where this is going. Answer politely this time. Rachel? Are you guilty? Call the police. There's that music. God, you gotta both love it and hate it at the same time. I believe I found a criminal. Well, we gotta let her go. We let Rachel go. In all of our unsmartness. Rachel disappeared out of the door, never to be seen again. In the coming days, the grand larcenies that had been plaguing the city stopped. Kyle was credited with exposing Rachel's crime spree, but nobody remembered in a couple weeks. A month later, in the European city that Rachel had planned her vacation to, crime rates skyrocketed. Kyle solved a crime. Who's the Dallas Cowboys fan? Oh, the chair that's back there. That would be my mother. I was raised in an in an NFC household. It was Redskins in Dallas, and then I chose the team with the logo that I liked because I saw it as a child. That's legitimately how it went. Okay, what do we got to do here? dear Lord. This one might be even weird for me. Okay. Okay. Whew. Chose them Jags, and I've sadly stuck with them through all the car wrecks that they've been through in the fires, and dear Lord, it's pain. Okay, wither away. Come that ghost. Open that closet. Put on that suit. Look slick for this one. Scavenge. Bugs. I'm gonna save them for later. Yeah, exit the hallway. Move to the kitchen. Have that breakfast. Wow, so you got the same situation, just the two other teams. Yeah, if you'd been a Redskin fan, VW, you would have filled out the AFC East there for your family. Check the locked door. We're floating through. We're going to go to the sewing machine. Sew bug puppets. Kyle started sewing dead bugs together to make small actuated finger puppets. Kyle's a weird dude. Kyle crafted a bug puppet for each finger. He named them after guests he had interviewed on his show. This Kyle dude, man, he is weird. Turn to the bedroom. Exit the bedroom. We're leaving the apartment. Well, back to being on set. How he is this popular with his late night show, I don't understand. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on, and we produced bug puppets. Kyle slipped his bug puppets onto his fingers. Hello, everybody, he said, wiggling the puppet he had named after himself. I'm Kyle. And I'm Rachel, Rachel screamed, wiggling a different finger. You're so much better than me. I know, Rachel, Kyle wiggled. He looked meaningfully at the human Rachel. Oh. Said one of Kyle's other puppets. I'm super fat and Kyle interviewed me last week. And I'm super irritating, said another finger. And not very attractive. Well, that's just... okay. Rachel stared at Kyle, incredibly disoriented. Aren't we all? This Kyle guy has problems on this one. Kyle, she asked, what are those puppets made out of? Kyle thrust both hands at Rachel's face. Puppets pointed at her eyes. We aren't puppets, Rachel, he said, scrunching his fingers up and down, literally doing this. We're real people. Rachel plucked the puppet from Kyle that Kyle had said was her off his finger. Kyle, she exclaimed, this is several dead bugs patched together. Accept us, Rachel, she said. Kyle scrunching. We need acceptance. Hey. Apparently, Streamlabs is late on saying that You followed, man. You fought a long time ago. Oh, you forgot to follow. Huh? That's weird. My alert didn't play. Huh. I can just test it. There we go. I had to test that to make sure it worked. That's what pops up when anybody follows. Oh, and I should point out, if you donate, VDub, this is what you will see along with the voice of Justin, the AI.
This is a test donation for $1.
So, I don't know if that's popping up for you, if you're seeing it, but there you go. Yeah, you are. I saw it on the playback. So that's what will pop up if you donate. Rachel exited her chair and walked out of frame. In a moment, she returned with a bag. She plucked each puppet off of Kyle's hands and tossed them into said bag. Kyle, leave the bugs alone next time, she said. Rachel left the frame again, bringing the bag of puppets along with her. Kyle, suddenly by himself, was unsure what to do. After a few minutes of hemming and hawing, Kyle resorted to telling jokes for the remainder of the broadcast. This show sounds terrible. Oh no. No, you don't have to give bits, man. You can give a tip and a donation. If you go down, you'll see the support me on Streamlabs little icon, and if you click that, you can give donations that way. You don't have to give bits. Trust me, I set this all up knowing that I couldn't get bits. After a few, we already talked about him doing the broadcast. Fans did not notice much difference between this and previous episodes. Kyle prepared an average. That was an average episode of Kyle's show. Okay then, Kyle. Kyle, okay. So we have one more ending here. Oh dear Lord. Oh, we have one more ending. And it's a long one. Wait a minute, what? Apparently this ending is really good according to what I am reading right now. I am very interested to see how this ends. I'm going to do the long version of it instead of what could be the short version of it. So we got to wither away. What else do we have to do? Oh, dear Lord. Yeah. We gotta check in this room. We gotta get some flashlight. We gotta get the flashlight. We gotta get some assorted change. We gotta go back to the room. Back to the hallway. Leave the apartment to point out we are currently naked. Buy some batteries with a charge. Insert them into the flashlight. And we're headed back to the apartment. But not before we eat. Prepare breakfast. Eat. There we go. Oh no, I may have taken too much time. Travel time. That moment, it was early in the morning. Yes! I spent just enough time. I spent literally just enough time. Why on earth was somebody trying to call me? Okay, let's go ahead and get a nice. Let's go jeans and swimming goggles. We'll also scavenge, get some bugs. We will then eat said bugs. But remember, we are still a ghost. So we're gonna float through that door. Yeah, I had a missed call. I'll tell you now, I didn't even hear my phone vibrate during all this. I want to see when actually I do want to see when they tried to call me, just because I think that's going to be hilarious. If this number, whomever it was. I want to know, when was it? Dear Lord, it was a long time ago, so never mind. I was hoping it was during the stream. Nope. Long time ago. Okay, go through that door. We are going to pick up our laser claymore. And what do we do after that? Oh, wow. I actually did that perfect. That's impressive. We ain't done yet. All I know wasn't me, because I don't have your number. Nobody does. There are very few people that actually have my number. Most of my friends don't have my number. I don't talk to people. Leave the apartment's what we gotta do. We gotta head downstairs. How you doing, Gabby? Kyle unhinged his jaw and swallowed Gabby whole. Job done. Kyle returned to the middle of the street. Move to the kitchen. Return to the hallway. Return to the bedroom. Let's go to the hallway. Let's leave the apartment. Let's visit the tech store. Let's go back to the street. Yeah, I wouldn't. The big thing for me is I'm just not gonna give out my number. No, but I don't need any of that. Like, Twitter's an easy way to get in contact with me if people want to talk to me, so that's perfectly fine. For the people I know well enough, then there's Facebook. Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman. We know her plenty. He will spin and scream, but get stopped. Okay, introduce Rachel. Kyle vomited all of the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor. Rachel looked at Kyle concerned. A couple coughs. Kyle stopped, then vomited again. Then continued with a shaky voice. Okay, and now... No, I messed up! I knew there was too much time. After all that, I gotta start this over again. Okay. Dear Lord. Give me that flashlight. Where's the change? Give me that change. Back to the room. Exit. Leave the apartment. Tech shop. Give me them batteries. Turn to the bedroom. Open the closet. Inspect. Time travel. 'Cause we can. Open the closet. Just now if I still want those jeans and swimming goggles. That's actually a great scenario. It is, isn't it? Scavenge. Got bugs. We have to eat said bugs. I think I'm gonna go in here. We're gonna float through because we're a ghost. I'm now realizing. No, I'll be fine. I'll be fine, I think. Move the kitchen. Open the fridge. Prepare breakfast. We eat it. That terrible sound effect that I hate so much. And I don't even mind chewing noises. It's at the desk. Gotta write notes. Boom, 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 boom. We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna do it. We gotta start over again. I'm terrible at this. I want to do this version of it. Okay. I see. I see what we gotta do. Sit at the desk. Write the notes. Boom, 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 boom. Now. Let's go back. Go back. Head out. Leave. Visit the tech store. We get those batteries. We are gonna be close. Inspect. More. More. Time travel. There we go. Okay. In the closet. No, I just wasted one. Put the suit on. Eat the bugs. Okay. Then we go here. Float through here. We go inside. We get our claymore. We head out. We go back to the hallway. Move to the kitchen. We eat some brekkie. We leave. We go downstairs. We say, "Hi, Gabby." Then we consume her by unhinging our jaw. Whew! I got it all. Okay. Yes, we reduce. He vomits all the stuff up. He stops vomiting. And now, we ask the question, are you guilty? She's of course guilty. We know this by now. Okay. Here we go. We gotta call the police. I might as well get it ready. 'Cause that music's coming. Okay, we called the police. We gotta trip her. Rachel stumbled. But in a moment, she was on her feet. She drew a blunt weapon seemingly out of thin air and started to swing at Kyle. He produced his laser claymore and blocked her first offenses. A grand fight between the two started. Blow was traded for blow. Spins. Flips. I didn't know the Sharks fired anybody. Rachel threw a large swing towards Kyle's head. He blocked forcefully, sending himself forwards. Kyle and Rachel found themselves inches away from each other, face to face, weapons crossed. As they looked at each other, something magical happened. I can't believe this. Something magical happened. Kyle thought about all the times Rachel had smiled at him. Kyle thought about her witty, polite answers. Rachel began to think about how intelligently Kyle had prepared just to talk to her. She thought about how he lived, not magnificently, but in a small, cluttered apartment. Kyle and Rachel had slowly, insidiously, been falling in love. That music caught me off guard as well. Kyle and Rachel's lock was broken. They continued to fight back and forth, with their eyes never parting. This is a better love story than Twilight. Rachel spun around, leg out. She kicked Kyle's claymore out of his hand. She grabbed Kyle by the front of the shirt and tugged him close. Perhaps, she whispered to him, the last thing I should steal is your heart. Rachel pecked Kyle on the lips and slid out of the door, disappearing. In the following days, Rachel was not found. Many sums of money and artifacts had been stolen from museums and banks were returned overnight. Small amounts of the sums were missing. Equal amounts were donated anonymously to homeless charities. Kyle spit Gabby back out after his fight with Rachel. She continued to be a vigilante and stopped many crimes. Bring this back up here. Yeah, there we go. After receiving a note one night under his door, Kyle took a sudden vacation to a city in Europe. Whoops. Did not mean to click on that. Although he had stated to his fans it would be a short trip, he never returned. Slowly, Kyle fell out of the common mind. News outlets began to cover other topics. Reruns stopped airing. Kyle faded into obscurity. But it's rumored that a couple from the U.S. has started a family on the coast of the British Isles. And they seem quite happy to not be famous anymore. Kyle was famous. Oh man. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. Such a lovely, lovely story. With such a beautiful, beautiful ending. I can't comprehend the hell out of this game. That, though, was the best ending. I think that is... I love that that is legitimately the last ending. I'm sure it is. We'll take a look here as this wonderful track plays. And now, time to clip this. I hope to God you clip it. I need some clips. But there are all the endings. The good interview, no food, no clothes, 8 bug ball, techno gym. Oh, you missed that one, V-Dub. That was good. Died, ran away, blamed Rachel, had amnesia, gossip, time travel 1, 2, Lard, lizard demon 1 and 2, helped Terry, which was a weekend at Bernie's situation, got saved, Rachel escapes, solved crime, bug puppets, and of course Kyle was famous. Well, that was after the, like, really, really chaotic stuff that I couldn't comprehend, that game is great. It's stupid in the right way. Like, that is exactly what I want in my kind of, like, overly... I don't like saying stupid, because it's not stupid, but overly random games. That's what I like in it. And that ending was the best thing ever. So with that, that is the end to Kyle Was Famous. And the end of this stream after going nearly 3 hours. Which I did not think it would take 3 hours to get through all 21 of these endings. Especially after I got through the first couple pretty quickly. V-Dub, thank you very much for the follow and all that. for anybody watching this after the fact, probably gonna be streaming tomorrow around the same time, about 1 o'clock Eastern. And I may do me some Overwatch. It may not be long. It's not going to be good. It will be mediocre to average at best. But I might do me some Overwatch. I think I might do a week of Overwatch here in the coming weeks, just because they've got some stuff that I want going on in there. So, with that,